All right, Matt wants to measure the height of a tree. He walks exactly 100 feet from the base of the tree and looks up. The angle from his eyes to the top of the tree is 35 degrees. If his eye level is 5 feet from the ground, what is the height of the tree? The tree is approximately blank feet tall. Okay, so let's look at this. Here is a tree. And he walks 100 feet from the base of it. And here he is. Here's his eye. And from his eye to the top of the tree, so there's the angle, the line of sight. There's the top of the tree. Now, here's the part that a lot of people do not remember is it goes horizontal. The horizontal line is from your eye. So this angle right here is 35 degrees. And then since this right here is a rectangle, we know that this length is 100 feet because opposite sides in a rectangle are the same length. And it wants to know what the height of the tree is. Well, we have two portions of the tree. We have from the top of the tree to his horizontal line with his eye, and then we have from his eye to the ground. Well, we do know that from his eye to the ground is 5 feet. It was given right here. Eye level is 5 feet from the ground. So now all we have to do is find this length right here and then add these two together. So in this we do have a right triangle because a straight vertical line and a horizontal line always intersect at a 90-degree angle. So we can either use the Pythagorean theorem or the trigonometric ratios. Pythagorean theorem requires that we have two sides of the triangle known, and we do not. We only have this 100 foot. We do not know how long that is, and we don't know the height. So we don't have everything we need for the Pythagorean theorem. We do, though, have everything to use a trig ratio because we have another angle besides the 90-degree angle, and we have one side length. So the question is what trig ratio do we use? Do we use sine, cosine, sine again? Remember, sine of our angle is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, and cosine of our angle is equal to the adjacent over our hypotenuse. Or there is the tangent, which is of our angle, which is equal to the opposite over the adjacent side length. So again, remember it's SOHCAHTOA for an acronym to remember it. So, sine, the S comes for sine, the O comes for opposite, and the H comes for hypotenuse. Ka, C is for cosine, the A is for adjacent, and the H is for hypotenuse. And then TOA, T is for tangent, the O is for opposite, and the A is for adjacent. So let's mark this triangle according to what we have from our angle. So from this angle, the side length directly across from it is always going to be our opposite side length. The side length across from the 90-degree side is always going to be our hypotenuse. And the one that is touching the angle, or the other side of the angle, the other ray, but is not the hypotenuse, is the adjacent side length. So the question is which side length do I have? Well, we have the opposite side length. That's the one we want to find. And we have the adjacent side length, which is 100 feet. So if I go through this, which of these has the ratio of opposite and adjacent? And that is tangent because it's the opposite side length divided by the adjacent side length. So we will be using the tangent one. So now let's just set that up. So we have tangent of our angle. Again, our angle is the angle we labeled the triangle from. So we have tangent of 35 degrees is equal to the opposite side length, which was represented by x, divided by the adjacent side length, which is 100. So I have x in the numerator and it's being divided by 100, so I'm going to multiply by 100 because I want to reduce it down to 1. So I'm going to multiply this side by 100. So I'll have 100 tangent of 35 is equal to, well, x divided by 100 multiplied by 100. These reduce down to create a form of 1, so then I have 1x, and that is more commonly just written as x. So now let's jump over to our calculator. We have 100 tangent of 35 degrees. 100 tangent of 35. Oh, that was all caps. I don't know if it'll run all caps. 100 tangent of 35. Alright, so on this it says solving 100 tangent of 35 degrees. That's exactly what we wanted. So it comes out to be 70.02. So it does say to round your answer to 2 decimal places. So we have 70. Timeout. We do not have 70. That is just the value of x. That is 70.02. Okay, that wasn't written very well. 70.02 is how tall our tree is. 70.02 is how tall this portion of the tree is. Remember, the tree, that is just from his line of sight. So now we have to add the 5 feet to the ground. So 70.02 plus the 5 feet is 75.02. And that is approximately how tall the tree is.